In this video, we'll be hunting some nickels. We'll be looking for anything older than 1960, including Silver War nickels, Buffalo nickels, or anything older, as well as any proofs, foreigns, errors, or varieties, or any interesting things we can find. Starting with one box in front of me, and I do have another box just in case this box doesn't have enough finds for a video, and I have checked both sides of the box for enders. Do have one for sure under here, it's just a 1958, and then that one looks pretty old as well, so decently promising enders, but we'll have to see what's in the rolls, see if it's a good box or not. So let's just get right into the hunt, and I'll bring you in when we have our first find. Roll number 2 gives our first find of the hunt, which is a 40s nickel, 1947, minted in San Francisco. Roll number 6, we have our first couple of 50s nickels of the hunt, 1954 from Denver and a 1959 out of Denver. Roll number 10, we have another find from the 40s. Also a couple rolls ago, I did get the first 4 out of the box, a 2000 Canadian nickel. I'm going to bring you in for the oldest nickel of the hunt so far, 1940 out of Denver. It's very worn. Roll 22 is finally going to give us a few more finds after a bunch of rolls with nothing. There are just a few late 50s, but good to see after so many light rolls. 2 1957s, one's out of Philly, this one's out of Denver, as well as a 1958. It's also from Denver. Roll 25, halfway point of the box, and we have our third 40s nickel so far. This one's another 1947. This one's from Philly. Roll 32, we have a few more finds to show. A couple from the 40s from that roll. 1940 from Denver, as well as a 1948 minted in Philly, and an ender from a few rolls ago, that 1958 from Denver. Roll 35 gives a couple more finds from the 50s. We got another 1957 Denver and another 1959 Denver. Roll 36 is going to give us a new oldest nickel of the hunt, and it is our first find from the 30s. Although it is just a common 1939 out of Philly, not the DDR with some damage on it, but I'll still take a 30s nickel when I can find it. Next roll, we have another 40s nickel. This one is 1941 out of Philly. Roll 45, we have a couple more finds to show. This was the ender that I thought looked old from the back, and it was. Ended up being a 1940 out of Denver. We also have another 1957 out of Philly. Roll 48, we have a couple more finds to show. First, we have a couple of later 50s, 1956 Denver and a 1957 Denver with some damage. And also out of the same roll, I pulled this out. It's a really nice 2007D, and this one is actually has a satin finish on it, so this one's actually cracked out of a mint set. Mint sets were made out of satin finished coins from, I believe, 2005 through 2010 or something like that. They have kind of a different, more satiny finish to them, and they're lower mintage technically. So pretty cool to find that. Pretty cool that I noticed it too. Probably found some others that were more circulated and didn't notice them, but that one's definitely a satin finish. Very cool find. Just finished hunting box number 1. We have a couple more finds that came in the last roll. A couple more 50s, 1955 out of Denver, and another 1959 Denver. Overall, the box wasn't too bad. Pretty average number of finds on the board. No really great finds. Did get 4 Canadians, all from between 1983 and 2000. A 2009 lower mintage nickel in rough shape. And probably one of the cooler finds of the box was that 2070 satin finish nickel out of a mint set, which is pretty cool. Also did get one from the 30s, a 39 out of Philly with some damage, but no really great finds on the board, like I said. So I'm going to add a second nickel box onto the video, and I'll be back with the first find of nickel box number 2. Roll number 2, and we already have an awesome find in the second roll of the box. Already did pull aside a couple finds. We're off to a pretty hot start. Got a 1941 out of Philly and a 1952 out of Denver already. But I bring you in because I uncovered the super corroded nickel, and I had to take a closer look at the date. And it is a 1939, and I did already see the reverse. It's really horrible condition, but it does have a Denver mint mark. So this is a 1939D. Very hard to find key date nickel, but obviously it is in horrible condition. Looks like it came out of the ground after 100 years or something. Probably not worth much more than face value in this horrible condition, but still, it is a key date nickel. Roll number 9, we have our second 40s of the second box, and it is 1947, minted in Philly. Roll 13, we have another find from the 40s. This one is another 1941 out of Philly. Roll 15, we have yet another nickel from 1941, but this one is from Denver. Just opened roll number 20, and I just see the best find of the hunt by the edge. No Warnicles or Buffaloes yet, but I just opened this roll, and near the end, I see the edge of a Buffalo nickel right there. It's awesome to find. I don't know when the last time I found one of these was. Hopefully we have a date, and we do. It is just a later one, 1936, which means it is going to be a common one, but I'll take it either way. Just a 1936 out of Philly, very common year, but I don't care. Still a Buffalo nickel found. That is a super cool find. Roll 22. This box had already given us a key date and a Buffalo nickel. Now it's going to give us a semi-key date Jefferson. Already pulled this out of the roll. Just a common 1957 Denver. But I saw this nickel with a San Francisco mint mark, and I did already flip it over. It's a 1949S, which is one of the semi-key date Jefferson nickels. Harder to find in circulation for sure. I'll definitely take that. Now we just need a war nickel to add another good find onto the board. Roll 27. We have a couple more finds to show. We have another find from the 40s. This one's a 1948 from Denver. And another 50s, 1955, also from Denver. Just opened the next roll. Roll 28. Box has already given us a Buffalo nickel, a key date, and a semi-key date. It's been an awesome box so far. I think it's going to get even better. As I open this roll, and that dark edge right there, I think is going to be a 35% silver war nickel. Let's see if I'm right. And it is a 1945 San Francisco 35% silver nickel. This box is giving us a Buffalo, a silver, key date, and semi-key date. Definitely one of my best boxes in a long time. Let's go. Same roll as that silver. Gave us another find from the 40s. This one being 1949 out of Philly. Just opened the next roll, and maybe it's just because I got a silver last roll, but we could have another silver edge in this roll. It's not as obvious or as dark as the other one, but that one I think could be. And it is. Oh my gosh, I didn't really think that was going to be one. 2 rolls in a row with a silver war nickel. I don't remember if I've ever had that happen before. This one's a Philadelphia mint mark, 1945. I don't know if I've ever had 2 silvers in a row like that, but that is super cool. Roll 30. We have another find from the 40s. Seems like there's a lot more 40s than 50s in this box, but I'll take it. This one is 1940 from Philly. Roll 32. Box is staying hot. It's going to give us another find from the 30s. This one is just a 1939 out of Philly, but it still is another 30s for the hunt. Roll 34. Yet another find from the 40s. This one is 1947 out of Denver. Next roll gave us a few more finds. Did give us another 30s nickel. It's a 4th 1939 at the hunt. This one is just a common Philly, but still another good one to add to the board. 2 50s nickels as well. They are right next to each other in the roll. A 1958 Denver and a 1959 Denver. Roll 36 is our 3rd roll in a row with at least one find. This one did give us one from the 40s, 1948 out of Denver. Roll 40 gave us a couple more finds, including another semi-key date. It is a nickel from 1950, and if you hunt nickels, you know 1950 is a year you very rarely see. This one I did see the reverse first. It is just a Philadelphia. The 50D I've only found one of ever. But still, 50 Philadelphia is a semi-key date. Probably found less than 20 of these ever, so definitely a cool find to see in the box. It also came with a very common 1959 out of Denver. Roll 32, once again, pair of finds from the 50s. This time we have 1952 out of Philly and another 1959 Denver. Next roll gave us a pair of nickels from the 40s this time. First, we got a very slick 1940 out of San Francisco, as well as another 1941 from Philly. Next roll, once again, just a single 40s nickel this time. This one is 1948 out of Denver. Roll 48, we have a few nickels from the late 50s, 1957 out of Denver, 1958 from Denver, and 1959 also from Denver. Both nickel boxes have been hunted, so let's go over the finds. Foreigns were pretty good for the hunt, ended up with 8 Canadians in total. Newest was 2000, oldest was 1983. Did get a couple low mintage 2009s as well in rough shape. Also did get that pretty cool 2007 satin finish nickel from out of a mint set. Older Jeffersons, we did very well for the hunt. Great spread of dates all the way from the 30s to the late 50s, including a few semi-key dates. We got that 1950 Philly semi-key date, also that 1949 San Francisco. And then we did get 4 in the 30s as well, 3 common 1939 Phillies, including a key date, 1939 Denver, although it is in horrible condition. Still is a 39D key date, definitely a date you very rarely see. Even though it's in rough shape, still cool to find. Best 3 finds of the hunt all came out of that last box, which was one of my best boxes in a long time, which is awesome to see. Did get 1 Buffalo nickel. It is just a common 36 from Philly, but still, any Buffalo nickel is an awesome find. 2 silvers as well, and they were in consecutive rolls, which I don't know if I've ever had happen before. Super cool. Both from 1945, one's a P and one's an S. 2 silvers is awesome in 1 box, as well as a Buffalo. That second box was one of my best boxes in a long time. It was a really fun 2-box nickel hunt.